you've received your detox box and we're in phase 1. So phase 1 is typically, in that first week, that's days 1 through 5. And you could kind of be in the beginning of, that second phase, days 6 through, whatever. But in that first phase, we've introduced something new to detox. We've introduced Cleanse Plus.
Yes.
So let's talk about Cleanse Plus. Why did we put a cleanse? Why did we move the gut formula out to the end and really focus on, really cleaning out the bowel in phase 1?
Well, so the big thing about detoxification is we want to get all the stuff that's in us that's not supposed to be there out. And what happens is a lot of us were, not as diligent as we should have been with our diet. And so there's things, chemicals, whatnot, that are still stuck in us that we just need to flush all the way out. And what happens a lot of times inside the colon is that the body never shuts off. So it continually sucks all this stuff out of the colon, taking it back up to the liver and goes through that cycle. The problem is if we leave bad stuff in the colon, it will constantly suck that stuff out and put it back in the liver. So if we want to clean the liver, we got to flush everything out. And the best way to do that at the start is just flush it all out.
Okay, so let's talk about, cleaning out the colon first, because we're doing colon and kidneys at the same time in phase 1. But let's talk about that colon. Let's specifically talk about Cleanse Plus. One of the things is it comes in a stick pack. So you're going to mix it in a bottle of water, drink a little bit, and mix it up. But you want to drink it rather quickly.
Yes.
You don't want to let it set.
Yes.
One of the things that a lot of people don't understand is this isn't just a psyllium husk or a fiber. This has also got a lot of herbs to basically help relax the bowel and actually move things out. But one of the things people don't appreciate is this stuff can actually grow to almost 20x its size. We want it to do it in the colon so it acts like a scrub brush.
Correct.
But we don't want people, mixing it up and letting it set for 15 or 20 minutes.
Correct.
We want you to mix it and actually drink it, right?
Yeah.
So we're cleaning out the colon, but let's talk about the kidneys as well.
Yes.
I mean, if the liver is the is the maximum, it is the master detoxifier. Why are we going to the kidneys and colon first? Why are we starting there?
So the kidneys are the limiting reagent. Okay. So in chemistry, when we talk about something like you have one thing that always gets used up first, and that's the limiting reagent. And so what we have to worry about is that since the kidneys are smaller, but they have to process all the blood just like the liver does, we have to make sure that we've taken all the pressure off of them. Otherwise, sometimes we'll get detox reactions, maybe, feel a little bit crummy, like maybe you have the cold or something, maybe some anxiety, stuff like that. So we have to make sure the kidneys are as clean as possible before we start filtering out the rest of the stuff in the body. And so once that gets cleaned up, we're able to do a little bit more aggressive work on the whole rest of the body.
So let's talk about one other thing. A lot of people, they want to avoid the negative, and it's not necessarily a negative. It's just part of detoxifying, and it's kind of the detox flu or the detox reaction.
Yep.
Some people are going to experience this where you're just not feeling that great.
Yeah.
Let's talk about why.
Okay, so a lot of times, just think of it this way. You have a room and it's full of nasty, rotting, moldy, nasty boxes. And you want to get these new clean boxes in the rooms. You want the new nutrients in, the waste out. Well, the problem is that if you move too many of those nasty boxes out all at one time, now they're all in the hall. Now the hall's all messy. So what ends up happening is that if we detox too quickly, we move too much nasty out and it overloads the system. And so sometimes it's going to happen, which is not necessarily a bad thing because it means that you're moving all your waste out really fast, and that's great. But you might feel, like you say, like you have the flu or you just kind of run down or you have a little extra anxiety, things like that. That's normal and that's okay, but we can still flush through this. So it'll be okay, but it is definitely something that happens.
Yeah, and one of the things that we run into a lot is a lot of times people get this reaction when they're not drinking enough water.
Correct.
We talk about 100 ounces of water a day as the minimum, not the goal, but the minimum. And yes, even our 100-pound, 5-foot women like my wife, yes, 100 ounces of water. We want to flush this through. Remember, the more that we're going to the bathroom, the more toxins we're getting rid of. But part of that reason is we want to help the body. We want to assist the body in getting rid of this stuff.
Correct.
So to help minimize the adverse effects of detoxification, that's one of the things that you can do. The other thing, obviously, is watch your diet.
Yes.
So let's talk about diet for just a second, because we have diet recommendations on the website. People can see those. But let's talk about why diet is also important during detox.
Well, it's always funny when people say, I don't think diet has that much role in your health. And I'm like, really? Drink 8 ounces of water and drink 8 ounces of vodka and tell me if that, does the exact same thing to your body. So when we take chemicals in, whether it's through medication, through supplementation, or in the foods we eat, it creates tremendous change in the body. So if we're still eating a lot of processed foods with a lot of nasty chemicals or things like that, or things that we're sensitive to, like milks and so the glyphosate that's on gluten, that can create a much bigger problem. And so we want to flush all the toxins out, not just what's in our body, but what we're actually still putting into our body. So we got to calm down on the toxins we're putting in while we're cleaning up. And it really, really helps tremendously.
Okay, so you're in phase 1. You're in the very beginning. It may be going great. It may be a little bit rough, but realize that getting to the end is the real benefit. And that's where we're going to. That's why this is a 30-day detox. This isn't a quick cleanse, even though there's a cleanse a part of it. What this is we're actually building or trying to rebuild your microbiome.
Correct.
We're building an environment of detoxification to basically help your body absorb the nutrients that we're going to put back in. So until phase 2, this is Dr. Chalmers and myself. We'll see you soon.